In a city that never looked down, where skyscrapers touched the clouds but no one saw the streets below, a man named Daniel lived. He wasn't rich, nor was he poor. He was just one of the millions of faces, invisible in the middle of it all. Every single morning he would cross the same city square on his way to work. Coffee in one hand, his mind already lost in the day's tasks, he would pass the same man sleeping on the bench by the old stone fountain. He was part of the city's scenery, a silent fixture that everyone, including Daniel, had learned to ignore. No one knew his name. No one seemed to care. Until one cold, rainy morning, when Daniel stopped. The man was still there, but this time he was soaked to the bone, shivering and clutching a small, worn-out photograph of a child. For a moment, Daniel just stood there, the rain dripping from his umbrella. Then, for the first time in years of passing by, he spoke. "Who's that?" he asked gently, nodding toward the picture. The old man looked up, his eyes weary, his voice a quiet whisper. "My son," he said. A faint, sad smile touched his lips. "He used to think I could fix anything." Something in those words resonated with Daniel. He sat down on the wet bench beside him. He didn't know why he did it. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe it was a sudden spark of kindness. Maybe it was a bit of both. That night, sleep wouldn't come. The image of the man and his son's photo was burned into his mind. So the next morning, Daniel returned to the square. Not just with breakfast and 2 hot coffees, but with a strange, unconventional idea. He didn't want to just give money. He wanted to give something that would last, something that could be a beginning. He bought a small wooden shed, just 4 simple walls, a roof, and a lock, and with permission he placed it in a quiet alley behind an old bookstore on 5th Street. He found the man and told him, "It's not much, but it's yours." The man stared at him, his expression a mix of confusion and disbelief. For a long, silent moment, he just looked at Daniel. Then tears welled up in his tired eyes. "Why?" he asked, his voice cracking. Daniel offered a small, warm smile. "Because everyone deserves a door that opens to a place they can call their own." Days turned into weeks. People in the neighborhood started noticing the little shed. They saw it being painted a cheerful blue. Someone planted small flowers in a box by the door. A simple, hand-painted word appeared above the entrance. Home. Soon others were inspired to join in. A local carpenter built and installed a small window. A woman from the apartment building nearby brought a clean mattress and a warm blanket. A young kid left a drawing with a note that said, "Welcome back." The city that once walked past with its eyes fixed forward was finally beginning to look. One act of kindness was building a bridge. It spread, one person, one small gesture at a time. It wasn't just a shed anymore, it was a community's embrace. Months later, Daniel walked past the alley and noticed the shed was empty. The man was gone. Inside, everything was neat and tidy. The only thing left behind was the small photo of his son, propped up against the wall. On the back, a message was written in careful handwriting. "He found me. Thank you for helping me come home." Daniel never saw the man again. But sometimes when he passed by that corner, he would smile. He swore he could almost hear the faint sound of laughter carried on the wind. A father and a son, somewhere out there, fixing something together. And that's how one stranger with one simple act built the only kind of home that truly matters, the kind that needs no walls to stand. Showed a whole city that kindness doesn't build walls. It builds bridges. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more stories that explore the better side of humanity. See you next time.